Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having a great day. Let's take another look here at Cardano. See what's going on. This is actually a pretty cool little pattern here. If you take a look here, we can see a nice little bullish type of flag pattern, likely to break to the upside. We want to get above this point of control at 71 cents, but at this point, looking like a distinct probability. We want to make sure that we're staying above that 0.382 fib level, which it looks like we are. I would say 65 cents would be a worst case scenario if the price pulls back. That all depends on Bitcoin though, folks. We want to make sure we understand that Bitcoin may continue to retrace. It has that macro point of control at 97,000, so a further continuation down makes actually kind of a lot of sense here. So let's take a quick look at the back end liquidation data first before we can speculate, and then just kind of go from there. And I do ask, while we're loading this up, hit the like button, folks. Doesn't cost you anything. Do that every single video. That way we can help grow the channel and get this in front of more people instead of all the moon boys telling you to take a long on every single breakout, and you're getting just destroyed halfway. Half your account goes down to zero. It's unfortunate, but it does happen a lot. That's why I got a Trading Academy community and signals group. Jump on over there if you're curious. CryptoCash.tech is a site. Link down below. So 72 to 74 cents we can see is a very important resistance range for us, basically implying we have incentive for the price to go higher, but that local high has yet to be broken. Okay, so it takes a lot of volume to get there. We're going to see if that's still the case, but at this point here, there's not a lot from the larger time frame kind of letting us know there's like we're super inclined to go either direction, right? What we want to look at is the descending trend and also this liquidation delta. This is actually at break even. This is not conducive to taking a long or a short, believe it or not, because the simple fact that you don't know which direction we're heading. Yes, the trend is down. That's the overall situation. We want to respect that descending trend. But from the short term, in the next 12 hours or the past 12 hours, we basically see longs and shorts trying to battling for Middle Earth. So there's not a lot really going on there in that regard that's positive. What is positive though is we have a lot of open interest below the price. Nope, this is the wrong chart. Apologize. 1 second. Let's go ahead and see where we're at here. This is actually the opposite. Sorry, this is the exact opposite of what I was getting at. In other words, we have more open interest above the price than below, reinforcing resistance at the 72 and 71 cent range. So until we get above 72 cents, it may be best to consider waiting to take a long, because being a breakout trader as of late is a pretty bad idea. Most moon boys are breakout traders, and they only share with you the good results that they're having. Truth is, they're very unsuccessful, and it's not a breakout trading kind of market. Now, granted, the last week we've seen some breakouts, so there's that. But these are one-offs, and I don't really think it's super sustainable. But we'll double check here just to make sure. So first of all, we're over the all moving averages here, the important ones rather. Obviously, the 200s above, that's a long ways away. I'm not too concerned with that. For right now, though, being above 67 cents is super helpful. We do have a fair value gap near that lower range, so it would make sense for the price to kind of just do one last little pullback and then take off as if it never happened. That's so common right now, it's ridiculous. But we do have a bullish engulfing candle here so far today too. So literally closing above 70 cents would be a very positive sign. We also want to recognize too, we're maintaining above 50 in the RSI, money flow index is high. These are all bullish type of signs. So no matter how you look at it, the likelihood of further upside is actually higher at this point, even though we're technically establishing lower highs and lower lows. So when you come to flag patterns, the typical way to go is to wait for it to break that descending trend and then to bearishly backtest it. So hypothetically, the price continues lower or breaks up rather. If it retests this descending trend, that's usually where you want to get in. That's like a common rule of thumb. Anyways, I'll post a playout chart with our on our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord, now TikTok as well. Just kind of give you perspective on what I'm thinking here. But overall, I think this bull flag pattern looks like it does want to break out, but we may see one more back test of this lower range here. 4-hour time frame does show that we are in good shape. Mostly, we're back up over 50 on the RSI. I don't love that money flow index is pulling back. That does imply we don't have a lot of volume, at least not enough to sustain this price point. So if Bitcoin does pull back, there's a solid chance that we'll see Cardano as well. So the only way this coin's going to break out is if we have a lot more volume flowing into Bitcoin, and of course altcoin dominance increases and Bitcoin dominance pulls back. Right now, Bitcoin dominance is still going higher and higher. So money's flowing into Bitcoin and altcoins are kind of suffering still, even though they're, some are breaking out, majority of them aren't. And this is one of those coins that hasn't yet, at least not in the recent past. So the simple way to understand it is the price is more likely to go higher than lower, but we just have some immediate resistance above us. And until we close above 71, 72 cents, it may be best to wait. I don't necessarily recommend shorting this coin either, even though I expect Bitcoin to pull back. I don't necessarily think that we're going to go too much lower here. I would say 66, 67, somewhere just above this local high is probably the best consideration for a long, okay? So better case scenario, the price pulls back to this 0.382 fib level. We take a long at about 66, 67 cents. That's kind of what I'm looking for here. All right, folks, once more, this will be available on our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. Check it out. It's all there for you. Last but not least, too, check this out, too, to my community members specifically. You may not know this, but we have a deposit reward bonus between now and the 14th of May on Bitunix. Phenomenal exchange if you haven't used them already, no KYC or VPN, but you get a nice reward there for a very minimal deposit. It's a pretty good return on investment. It's like a 20% return. All right, folks, have a good rest of your day. We look forward to seeing the next one. Thanks so much for your time. Take care.